So, Ro, what makes the heart center distinct from the gut or head centers? You might have a long answer for this. Maybe you just bullet point it, but what are your thoughts about that?
They experience the world through their emotions and relationships. They are shaped by mirroring. They are always reading the room. They are looking how others are responding to them. And it is a coping mechanism where they will shift their tone, their behavior, their presentation. If it's it's a blessing and a curse because you can read a person really quick, and each of a 2, 3, and 4 know how to change. Image is really what they're curating their life around, is an image. And do I matter? Am I loved? Am I seen? So that's how they move through the world.
The word image always makes some people squirm in their seats. So as a type 2, talk to us about what that means. Because it's not good or bad. It's a thing. And you mentioned mirroring, shaped by mirroring. So what are your thoughts about what image means to the heart center?
I'm going to be honest, as a 2, when people talked about that, it's like, that's not true. I do not. And it was easy for me to see a 3 because they do shapeshift. That made sense to me. The 4 wants to be unique, to be seen as different. And I couldn't see, I don't have an image. But yes, I do. Because the image is, how are people perceiving me? And I know everybody kind of cares a little bit about that.
Sure.
But not like those of us in this heart center. And am I being accepted? Do I need to change something so I feel wanted in this group? And we're reading the room all the time. And that is curating an acceptable image to be welcomed into a room. We are not consciously thinking about it until the Enneagram or get some hard work. That is actually going on all the time. So I was very uncomfortable with the word image conscious, because to me it was like, well, I don't get gussied up. I don't really care about what I have on. I mean, that to me was image, but it's so much more internal.
Yeah. It's about internal. The heart.
It's about the heart. It is, am I wanted? And what, as a 2, and what do I have to do to be loved or wanted in this room? And I will become that.
Yes. Okay. So that is such a great segue to this idea of how shame, and it depends on the theory. Some people talk about sadness being the primary emotional driver of the heart types. But we're going to talk about shame, not that everybody doesn't experience shame, but because we're talking about belonging and the way that you just so honestly and candidly discussed the need for acceptance. You can see how shame plays a central part for heart types when we think about that. So shame is often described as that core emotional energy of the heart center. And how do you understand that? In terms of the shame, are there other ways to think about it? And or what are the hidden narratives that it's driving?
Underneath everything that we're doing, it is a deep longing for love, worthiness, visibility. I don't think, again, I didn't like shame. What is that? But I think because this triad moves in a lot of comparison, image management, over awareness of approval of people. And when we're reading that we're not getting that, it's telling us you're not lovable, you're not worthy, and you can't be loved for who you are. And that's what shame does. It tries to tell us who we are in with a negative. So I think as we're doing this, shame is naming us, names a 2 as unlovable, can name a 3 as unworthy and a 4 as too much, unworthy of love if people really knew who you allowed them to see who you were.
It's so painful.
Yes.
Am I hearing that right? I mean, it just feels so painful.
Because it's identity. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the core. And I think
Yeah.
when our identity is misshaped by
Mm-hmm.
shame, it does cause a lot of pain and heartache
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a lot of working, earning,
Yeah.
striving to try to work our way out of that
Mm-hmm.
instead of learning to have a better story and a better narrative.
Well, and so how does it talk about, again, because you are a type 2, you're in this heart triad. Talk to us about how these strategies become ways of securing love and belonging. Because that's what the shame is telling us is you're not is telling the heart types in some version, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're too much. So how do these strategies of the types become, and maybe we talk a little bit more about what the strategy of each type is and then how they become ways of securing love and belonging.
So for type 2,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to move fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see a need. I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to hear something and I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going toward how I kind of try to move away from the shame is I go really fast toward people. And at times before I did work, I went too fast
Uh-huh.
toward people because I'm
Yeah.
trying to get connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to say, do you want me? Do you love me? And
Mm-hmm.
so if I go first, so to speak, then that doesn't leave any room for the rejection. So I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen.
So candid. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
So a 3 is success. They don't know who they are outside achievement. So as a child, obviously something told them you will be loved and accepted as long as you are achieving and as long as you're successful. So they lose themselves of who they are apart from accomplishments. They are their accomplishments instead of this is who I am. And these are some things that I did. It's all blended together for them. It's one thing. It's one identity. It's their identity. Their accomplishments, success is their identity. And 4s, they are the deepest feeling
Mm-hmm.
people of all the Enneagram. And so they can get lost in the narrative. I am my feelings.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So wherever they're sitting in their feelings, so it's almost like that's who I am. And they have this push pull. They want so badly to be seen, to be for who they are, the uniqueness. But then they can kind of withdraw because if somebody really does see me, will they really love me?
Yeah. Yeah.
The crazy thing or the paradox of these coping strategies, I think for all triads, is this triad's working hard to build love and security and acceptance. But actually, we are working against ourselves. It is actually doing the exact opposite. It's not giving us the deepest desire is for that connection to be known, seen, and loved. We're actually building walls to keep people from actually coming in and seeing us for who we are.
Yeah, because shame says it's messaging. And again, I think it can't be overstated, the pain of the heart types in all of the centers have their own type of pain, but this identity focused pain is poignant. I can feel it as you're talking about it, and it's just something that I think is worthy of noting about the heart center, because I think, again, thinking about bad raps, there can be a misunderstanding of emotions and of this need where identity is truly being attacked all the time by shame. And so that working against yourselves feels very similar to how ones have, and all the types we've just talked about have to sort of relax the contraction in some way. And for you as heart types, it feels like relaxing the contraction about getting love and letting love come to you because you're worthy. What changes then when heart-centered leaders move from image management to genuine connection? What changes, if anything?
I think the shift has to happen from how am I being perceived? Because then we're not going to be genuine. How am I being perceived to how am I truly connecting? Because it's actually what we want is connection. But if we don't let go of how I'm being perceived, we're never going to have that true connection. So a 2 needs to give, but we also need to receive.
Mm.
We need to ask for help. I heard a phenomenal teaching on Gethsemane yesterday at our church.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite teachers, look her up, Christy McClellan. But she talked about being in Gethsemane, and Jesus came out to the disciples and he clearly stated how he was feeling. I feel like I could die. I'm close to death. The anguish. He shared his anguish. He was anguishing, and he let the disciples know he was anguishing. Second, he said, and I need you. Can you stay with me? Can you be with me? And I heard that, and I can't help but hear everything through I thought, oh my gosh, 2s need to hear that.
Yes.
Because we don't know what we feel and we don't know what we need, and we're afraid to say either one of them. I mean, I think everybody needs that, but I thought, Jesus, in his most vulnerable time, was honest about how he felt and what he needed.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a banner message for Enneagram 2s.
And I could apply that pretty quickly to all of the heart types.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The width invites your being. Just be here with me. I hear such invitation from heart types.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I have to allow. If I'm always giving, it's one-sided. That's not a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think so in leadership on a team, you can't always be the one doing. You need to ask for help. It's a give and take. And that's the best kind of leadership, is when you're giving and receiving. And it's not out of kilter.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you saying, and as a type 2s often make incredible leaders. And you're not going to say that about type 2s, likely because you are, and probably don't see yourself that way. But we know, and I know, that type 2s make incredible leaders, actually, because of this emotional awareness, because of the helper strength. And so what I hear you saying, and again, we could apply this for type 3s and 4s, but we're talking centers. And because you're a 2, we're going to focus on the 2 in this particular segment. But I hear you saying that when a leader 2 goes from image management to, like what Jesus said, I need you to be with me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shift.
Yes.
That's what I hear you saying, is that's the shift.
That's an invitation. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And people aren't having a relationship with an image, whether you're 2 or 3 or 4.
Yep.
They can't have a relationship with the image. They have to have a relationship with who we really are. And I think about 3s, if they can get comfortable with their humanity,
Mm-hmm.
with their flaws,
Mm-hmm.
with making a mistake, just that kind of realness. I think I've been in a room with a healthy 3 female, and she was like my biggest cheerleader. She's the one that really got me out in front of people talking about the Enneagram. And it was her thing. But a healthy 3 is so good at like not just seeing who they are, but really calling out the best in other people. And they can really create an environment to elevate everybody. And I think when they are vulnerable, it does help other people on a team to be able to say, oh, I don't have to be perfect. It's not perfect like a 1, but a
Right.
3, but perfect. I can't let any
Flawless.
weakness. Yeah, I can't let any weakness be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I think when a 3 can let down that mask
Mm-hmm.
and let people see who they really are, then
Mm-hmm.
I think that builds trust and helps the team grow together. It's again, we can't have a relationship with the image. I think if that's one thing, um, us heart triads need to know, people can't have a relationship with an image. They have to have it with a person.
Yeah. So good leaders are themselves, is what I hear you saying there. Like they show up like the real you.
Yes.
Will the real you
Yes.
stand up? The real you stands up.
Yes. I think when 4s can stand up and be comfortable in who they are and not try to image manage and am I too much? Am I not too much? Now, I think they need to be able to share and not dramatize things. I think that's what a 4 has to learn, how to share vulnerably within boundaries. But when they do, that invites other people into that same space. But 4s have to be, first of all, become comfortable in who they are and not what is wrong. That nagging question in a 4, what am I missing? What is wrong with me? Their comparison isn't, their envy isn't like, oh, I wish I had their house and I wish I had their car. They
Right.
have something I don't have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you're in a group on a team, if you could flip that little narrative, that story, they have something I don't have, and that's good because they're going to
Yes.
bring that and I'm going to bring this. Just flip the narrative of what a 4 tells themselves. Instead of that being
Yeah.
negative, it's positive.
Or it's even like don't let the sentence end there. It's almost like for 4s, they just elongate the sentence. And I love what you just said there. That feels deeply authentic to 4s. And just to say on 4s' behalf, just like with 2s and 3s, they can fall into sharing, sometimes oversharing their pain as an effort in an effort to connect. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be seen, and then can have that hard withdraw when they are seen because they believe they're deficient. And so that is kind of the trap of the four. So I love what you just said there. They have something you don't have, and it's good. It's just elongating the space. It feels similar to eights there a little bit. Not that fours and eights are the same by any means, but the pause feels similar in my body if I use my instinct as a 9 there. Well, anything else you would add about the heart center before we move forward from this space to the head center?
I think I keep saying this, but I think if the heart center, if we can be comfortable of understanding a curated image, will keep people away. And if we will learn what our true identity is, who we really are, then that invites people in. And that's the journey for the heart center.
That's beautiful. It's striking how often the heart's strategies are really bids for love. They're really that bid for connection, for belonging. And they are ways of trying to stay connected without disappearing entirely. And so if the heart center wrestles most deeply with shame and worth, the head center wrestles with something else entirely. It's uncertainty. How do I stay safe? How do I prepare? How do I make sense of a world that can feel unpredictable? And that's where we're headed next as we turn toward the head center.